So welcome to part 2 of 5.21. So we're going to be looking at pretty much step 1. So we want to continue with the table we're working on before, this table right here. Just complete the patterns on the stripes of on paper. So we did that pretty much. So now we're going to sort them into families. So what we're going to do, created an image of this. We're going to sort them to see pretty much just to which family they belong into, right? So we did that already in the previous lesson. So make sure you guys watch part 1 before you do part 2. So pretty much list the sequences in the family. So we know for sure A, right? This one. And then the D also looks the same. So D. And then finally, we're going to say F, right? So F. So I grouped these in the sequence together because all three change by adding or subtracting. All right, now we're going to be looking at pretty much the other part, right? So the second family in the sequence. So if you guys notice, we have B, we have C, which also changes by multiplying, right? And we have G, H, and J. So G, H, and J. So I grouped these sequences together because all change by multiplying. All right, or dividing actually, right? So complete the table chart using the directed sequence from above. Okay, so we're gonna move this again. So we're gonna use sequence, first we're gonna use sequence A. So N is just the number of your terms, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2. So let's fill out pretty much until 8. So we already know the first terms. We have -4, -1. We have 2, 5, and then we said everything's changing by adding. So this one's going to be 8, 11, right? We're adding 3 each time, 14, and then 17 for term 8. And then let's do F, right? Just to change it up a little bit. So sequence F for this one. So again, N represents the number in the sequence, and these are the counting numbers, right? 6, 7, 8. So here we start off with 9, and then we got 7, and then 5, and then 3. We're going down by 2, so this is going to be 1. And then again, subtract 2, so you can have -1, -3, and then -5 at the end. All right, and then for the next sequence, so now we're going to be talking about the other type of sequences, right? The ones that change by multiplying. So we're not always going to be talking about just the ones that are adding. So the ones that are changing by multiplying, again, we're going to put the number of terms. So again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. So here, let's do B. So on B, you have 1.5, and then 3, and then 6, and then 12. So if you're multiplying by 2 each time, you're going to get 24, 48, 96, 192 as your term 8. And then finally, let's do the last sequence here. Let's do H, right? So just do something that's a little bit different. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, if you guys notice, they're just the counting numbers, right? That's what N represents, the counting numbers. So here, if we're doing in this case, so this was B, and this is going to be H. So H start off with 27, and then 9, and then 3, and then 1. And we keep dividing by 3. So this is going to be 1/3, 1/9, 1 over 27, and then finally 1 over 81. All right. So again, these right here would be called the arithmetic sequences because they change by adding and subtracting. And these over here, the ones that change by multiplying or dividing, are called the geometric sequences. All right. In parts 3 and 4, we're going to keep exploring these as well.